Braun gets suspended for the rest of the season without pay. Whew. I don't know how I feel about this. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the show. I'm Mlb 2K13, and this is another baseball video where I basically just talk about baseball and whatever I think is cool. So I'm going to be talking about this. I'm also going to be talking about the Matt Garza thing. But a fair warning, I may get pissed off because, well, let's just get right into it. So Braun gets suspended for the rest of the year without pay. How do I feel about this? I jump on my computer today and I look at my Ask FM, which is where you guys can ask me questions, and someone had asked, what do you think about the Braun suspension? It's been about 24 hours since I heard about this, and I've really not said that much. You know, I've really people have been asking me on Twitter, on Facebook, you know, asking for my opinions. I really haven't said much because it's hard for me to talk about. One, because I love baseball. I adore baseball. I absolutely enjoy it. I could watch baseball for my whole life, for 24 hours of my life. You know, that's just how much I love this game. And for my one of my favorite players to get hit again with steroids, it's like, why even bother trying to support someone? Why even bother? Before, I was a huge Barry Bonds fan. Okay, I liked him when he was in Pittsburgh. He came to San Francisco. I liked him even more. Okay, he was stealing bases. He was hitting home runs. He was a great defender. He was someone that I could relate to. I defended him, and I probably spoke more BS than anyone else in the world trying to defend this cat. But I did, and people would bash him. People would bash him. People would bash him. But I just stand tall and defend him. And then obviously it came out that he did 99%. Yes, he took steroids. So I was like, oh man, he's still cool, but he's not one of my favorite players ever. And then I moved to Wisconsin, and I learned about this guy named Braun and Prince Fielder. And it's awesome to see them play together. And then Prince Fielder leaves. And I'm like, man, forget Prince. We don't need him anyways, man. We got this great guy who plays the game right. This guy is one of my favorite players. Okay? So I started becoming a Braun fan. And Milwaukee and Madison and Wisconsin starts to become a Braun fan. And then stuff comes out that he, took steroids. And then he came out and he addressed the world and he said, well, you know, I never took steroids. This is a lie. It's a disgrace. Blah, blah, blah. And he made it very evident that he didn't take steroids. Me, I'm someone to take someone on his word unless they give me a reason not to. So I took him on his word, and when people started bashing Braun outside of Wisconsin, and sometimes in Wisconsin, I would defend him. I would jump to his defense. And then this comes out and he's suspended for a season without pay. And I'm furious, because it's like, once again, here we go again. Picking a guy who does steroids. Every time. Every time. It's impossible to be a baseball fan when you have to support someone and you have to defend them, and you really just and you're a fan of a team that has someone who cheats. How is that possible? It kills baseball. As a fan, I still love baseball, but I can't say that I have a favorite player. Can I legitimately say that Cespedes is not taking steroids? No, I can't. I was hanging out with my mom yesterday, and she said something that hit me home. You know, she always says this wise stuff. Sometimes it's like, yo, live and do the dishes will also hit you. But other than that, you know, she says a lot of wise stuff. She said, as a fan of baseball, if we want to love the game, we need to have records evident. We need to have records public of when they took steroids and when they didn't. So that if someone calls out Chris Davis and says, yo, Chris Davis is taking steroids, bottom line, I know it's true. Go to the website, type in Chris Davis, and you get to see when he was tested. Testing is not intense, okay? Testing is not hard. But when we get, but the point they're at right now is that us as baseball fans have to believe that Major League Baseball is testing people on a legitimate level and a consistent basis to keep steroids out of the game. But that's baloney in sandwiches, buddy, because how can I believe someone who doesn't make it public record? How are we supposed to believe you guys? How? Because you found one guy out of the billions of players? Come on, man, how is that possible? Are you kidding me? Make it public record. Make it so that we can say, hey, you know what? This guy is clean. Chris Davis is clean. Okay. Then you know what? If there's a little kid there, if I have a son, and I'm like, you know what? This is who I think you should look up to. I'm saying Chris Davis. If he's clean, I'm saying Chris Davis. You know? It's not hard to test people. You guys need to realize this. You guys are destroying baseball because this thing with Ryan Braun is bad. It's going to put baseball back. And then you add that you're going to suspend some other people later on in the season. That's going to put more people back. And then suspend somebody at the beginning of next season. That's going to put more people back. Because you guys just can't wait until you have all the evidence of all the biogenesis stuff and suspend everyone at one time. If you do that, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? It's going to be bad publicity. Yes, but then it will be such a huge overhaul that the fans and the world will say, hey, you know what, maybe baseball is doing the right thing. But if you keep trickling down and, you know, oh, well, let's suspend this guy now and this guy later, and if the suspensions aren't even that big of a deal, like the Brewers aren't going anywhere in the season, like I said, you should have suspended Ryan Braun for this season and next season. And if it happens again, guess what? You suspend him for the rest of his life. You got to make it. You got to make it evident because obviously these people believe that they can take these things and nothing will happen to them. And if they believe that, guess what? What are we supposed to believe? What are we supposed to believe as fans? If the players believe that they can get away with it, then there's probably a lot more players getting away with it. Okay? And us as fans, we can't believe that Major League Baseball is doing everything in their power to stop this. If people believe they can get away with it. Bottom line. Bartolo Colon, he believed that he could get away with it. This year he's having a great year. I have no idea if he's clean this year. No idea. There's no place that I can go to say, hey, yo, Bartolo Colon is having a pretty good year just like he did that steroid year, but this year is different. There's no way that I can say that. I can't say that Josh Reddick, who's having a terrible year this year offensively, took steroids last year, and that's why he had a pretty decent year last year. I can't say that. There's no way I can say that. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think about the Ryan Braun suspension and what you think suspension should be. Should it be harsher? Should we just believe Major League Baseball? Have we gotten to that point as fans? Or should we demand something more? Quickly, let's talk about Matt Garza going to the Texas Rangers. The Rangers always seem to pick up pitchers, man. They always seem to make that big trade to try to get the A's, you know? They needed someone like Matt Garza who had been really good in his last couple starts. And the Rangers don't have anyone else to pitch for them, so they needed someone else, and it's a good pickup. It'll be interesting to see if he will be able to help them catch the A's. Yes, I said it, catch the A's. So it was a good pickup by them. Also, Alfonso Soriano potentially leaving the Cubs to go to the New York Yankees. That just broke today from a couple sources of ESPN. It's about time, man. As Cubs fans, I'm not a Cubs fan, but Cubs fans in general, I bet you guys are ecstatic to get that bum off your team. Live 5-0. I'm out.